Hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday. Jill Ortiz here in my Empowered Fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong. If you're struggling with a weight loss plateau, if you're struggling with menopausal symptoms, if you're just super frustrated that the weight keeps creeping up and that you're just not feeling it anymore, then I'm your girl. This is my specialty, and I'm here today to answer some of the big questions that come up in this area. If you have a question that you want answered, just if you're live, pop it in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube or via email, just go ahead and let me know what questions you have, and we'll either go over them today or next week. Hi ladies, good to have you on. So the questions that I actually have for this week's Q&A session are all mostly from my current clients in my Empowered Fitness Mastery program. These ladies have signed up for at least 3 months. Many of them have been with me for 6, 9, 18 months or even longer. And they came up with some amazing questions that I think many of you also have. So we're gonna get into them because I took some time to make sure that I got really good answers for you. So let me quickly go through so that you stick around for this whole live. We'll be here for 30 minutes. And I want you to hear the questions that are coming up. So we have a question from Marianne on chlorella and spirulina. Have you heard of those? We've got Carissa who asked about constipation. Something I dealt with my entire childhood up until I was after college. Alita asked about intermittent fasting and timing of eating. Lisa asked about weird concoctions of apple cider vinegar and lemon juice and all kinds of gross stuff. She wants to know if they're effective or not. We've got Zeta who asked about protein bars, something that I've been really digging into lately. And then we have Erin who is not yet a program participant, but she wanted to know, how does she eat to reduce weight gain, bloating, and increase energy, which I thought was a really great question. So we've got a lot of amazing stuff coming. So let's dig into these questions. So the first one about chlorella and spirulina from Marianne, she asked, what are your thoughts on chlorella and spirulina as supplements? And so I want to let you know that I actually take these, both of them, twice a day. Actually, the spirulina once a day and the chlorella twice a day. And I took some notes on which products they're in and what the main benefits are of both and why I take them. So the first one that I take is a greens supplement. And this is where you're gonna find these superfoods, okay? So both of them are a type of algae. Spirulina is a blue algae and chlorella is a green algae, and they're both known as superfood ingredients, superfoods. Now, superfoods are just awesome foods that we have in our ecosystem that are just so nutritious. They've got really dense amounts of vitamins and minerals and have really powerful powers. They have lots of powers that really help your body. So very quickly, chlorella is amazing for detoxifying, getting iron, immunity. Spirulina is great for protein, antioxidants, energy. They're both gonna keep you super healthy. So you're gonna find chlorella and spirulina in a lot of the greens products out there. So this is the one that I have. I will link this for you because I have, I think it's a $30 off coupon on all of the Beam products, and I use a bunch of them. I use their greens, I use their nighttime, what we call in my house, sleepy time hot chocolate. I use their collagen, and I use their glow for hormone support, female hormone support. They're all amazing products. I really, really trust them. And so it says that there's an organic greens blend, a mushroom complex, adaptogens, vitamins, minerals, etc. And so it says, fill nutritional gaps with alfalfa leaf, barley grass powder, oatgrass powder, wheatgrass powder, chlorella powder, spirulina powder, sea kelp powder, broccoli powder, cabbage, kale leaf, parsley, dandelion, broccoli, sprout powder, and dulse powder. So this is a really great product, and the reason why I loved the ingredients in this greens product when I wanted to get a second dose a day is because it's also in this amazing superfood blend that I have been drinking every single day for 10 years. It's my chocolate Shakeology. I've been drinking this stuff for 10 years. I had constipation for, like I said, my entire life up until I started drinking this. I drink the vegan chocolate every day, but right in here under the proprietary super green phytonutrient blend, helping you stay healthy, boost your immunity, it says chlorella, spinach, kale, and matcha green tea. And so this particular protein powder, which many people ask me, and I know Lisa asked me, I'll go over this next week. In terms of protein powders, I've always chosen and stuck with this one because of the protein blend, vegan protein, because of the superfruit antioxidant blend, because of the super green blend, because of the adaptogen blend, which helps with stress and cortisol, and with the proprietary prebiotic and probiotic digestive enzyme blend. This stuff is my baby. This stuff I have to have at least once a day. It cured my constipation. It's made me so healthy. It keeps me full. I love the taste. It's not chalky. And that was why I also started drinking the Beam Greens, because it had a lot of the same stuff, including that spirulina and chlorella. So I absolutely think everybody should have a greens supplement, because sometimes we don't eat enough salad. Sometimes it's hard. And it's also, I add it to my water. So in the mornings, mine's in the other room. I didn't get to finish it, but I ran in here and I mix now my Beam Greens and my Beam collagen in the same big 25-ounce water bottle. And that gets me more water too. So if you're concerned with energy, inflammation, your health, nutrient gaps, you want something that's easy, having a green supplement is amazing. So yes, Marianne, if you're not drinking it now or taking it in some form, you could probably get it in capsules too. Chlorella and spirulina are really great to add to your already healthy diet, okay? Everybody like that one? Yay! All right, next question. Carissa asked, what can a person do to help with constipation? So, again, from when I was really little until after college, I dealt with constipation. The first thing I remember when I was a kid was being made to eat Fiber One cereal, which was nasty. It was like little worms. I wasn't allowed to have dairy anymore. So those are some things. I wrote down some notes on constipation. Number one, fiber balance is key. Do not overeat fiber thinking that more fiber is going to make you poop better, okay? Because what happens is if you have too much fiber, then it becomes a problem. Before I go further, Celeste asked if there's a taste in the greens. Mine is this one, kiwi strawberry. It actually tastes good. My other favorites, great quality, AG1, pineapple-y vanilla green flavor. You gotta get used to it. One I hated, don't get it, Live It Up, I think it was called, or Live It Well, Live It Up. It tasted like toothpaste. I was like, and I said to them, I can't drink this like cup of toothpaste flavored stuff. So they sent me another kind, it was like berry, and I was like, yeah, this is even worse. So it's still sitting in my fridge. I'm never gonna drink it. So you might have to test some different ones, but this one, kiwi strawberry kiwi, so good. Easy to drink. Okay, moving on. So fiber balance for constipation, okay? So when it comes to handling constipation, fiber balance, not too little, not too much. If you have too much, then it gets harder to go. Then you start having a backup, so that's not good. We have fiber in our food. Oats, apples, chia, flax, beans can help soften your stool, right? Increase your veggie intake, increase your whole grains, your nuts, right? That's gonna help you. Big thing is hydration. I drink over 100 to 125, maybe 150 ounces of water per day. So that is gonna help you if you're having a hard time, if it's too hard and dry. More water. Wake up and drink water. So I wake up, I have water next to my bed, and I start drinking it. 25 ounces before I do anything. Then I work out, I drink 25 more while I'm working out. I drink 25 after I work out. Just keep getting that water in. Hey Marcus, come on in, that's fine. All right, pest control. Okay, what's next? So at least half your body weight in ounces. If you live somewhere warm like me, I live in Florida. That's why Marcus is here getting rid of the bugs. Thank you, Marcus. Then you need more water. If you are working out, you need even more water. So start with half your body weight in ounces and go up from there, okay? Let's see, what else? Don't ignore the urge to go. If you have to go, you gotta go, okay? What else? Stress. Stress can really cause issues with constipation. So you want to make sure if you got, we know stress is a killer in all ways. So definitely work on stress reduction, right? So you ever feel like you have a hard time going when you go out of town, you're in a hotel room with other people or just not in your regular routine? Regularity, try to go at the same time. And try not to stress so much about being away and that kind of stuff. Physical movement, right? What did I tell you? I get up and I work out first thing. So even if you don't have time for your full workout first thing in the morning, move your body. Go for a 10-minute walk. Go for a 10-minute walk to 10 to 15 minutes after your meals. Help with digestion. It aids digestion, but you gotta move. This is where that 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. I'm missing so many steps because I'm using my hands so much and I'm charging my watch right now. 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. 7,000 to 7,500 is fine if that's all you can get, but you've gotta be moving, getting that movement throughout the day, okay? Magnesium is another thing that will help you. Magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, almonds, pumpkin seeds, those relax the muscles in the colon. Weird, fun fact, right? Prunes, figs, kiwi, pears have natural laxatives and sorbitol in them. Olive oil, flax, oil on vegetables, salads, that's gonna help lubricate, okay? When you need to, consider supplements. I prefer natural supplements to ones that are white powders made in labs. I got yelled at myself by a doctor friend for drinking Miralax for like 10 years every day. Bad thing. And digestive enzymes, prebiotics, probiotics. I told you I get pre and probiotics in both of these things every day, okay? So I have been regular now for 10 years, thank goodness. Love it. So go for a green supplement, go for a shake that has all that good stuff too. Digestive enzymes, if you struggle with bloat, that can help you before you eat a meal. That's kind of like if you're somebody who gets really gassy, like before you have beans, you know how they have Beano. So digestive enzymes can help you if you're somebody who's having a hard time breaking down food, which can happen in women whose gut bacteria is changing during perimenopause, right? So you're going through a whole change in all these things and your gut bacteria is actually changing too. And that's why we tend to see a lot more disruption when we're eating different foods, okay? Good answer? All right, good. Let's see, what's the next question? If you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them for me. I'm happy to answer. Okay, what is your feeling on intermittent fasting? How much do you think timing of when you eat matters during the day? I think it all matters, okay? So consider yourself a furnace that goes actually, it doesn't really go to sleep. It goes down to a low hum while you're sleeping, okay? When you wake up and you want that furnace to be burning, do you abstain from feeding it? No. You throw some coal on the fire, right? Give it some wood, right? Whatever kind of stove you are. So you want to start eating early. So 15 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up is probably the best thing you could do before caffeine, before coffee, right? If you just woke up and you had a good night's sleep, you probably shouldn't need caffeine unless you're addicted to it. So get some food in you, get that water in you, and that's gonna start the fire, right? It's gonna get the metabolism going. And then throughout the day, you want pretty much even equal intervals and to be spacing it out. That way you have enough food in you to last you until the next meal or snack. And you want to keep things balanced. Your body wants to be balanced. Your brain wants to be balanced. We want to feel in harmony and balance as much as we can. Avoid stress of not having food when you need it or not overeating, right? And so having your timing of your food, having it be balanced is super important. Having some food, a little bit of food before a long workout, right? If you're just doing 30 minutes first thing in the morning, you don't necessarily have to like fuel up for that. But I've been doing like 25 to 30 minutes of lifting and then going for a 45-minute run. Having a little something in my stomach to fuel that run is way better than being on an empty stomach. When I get back, I make sure my carbs and protein and fat get right in my body, along with a lot of times branched chain amino acids for muscle repair, so that I'm fueling and refueling my body appropriately so it can do all the things I want it to do. Repair, rebuild, build new muscle, right? All those things. So when it comes to intermittent fasting, I have an issue with it and I also teach it. So my big issue with it is that most people are trying to squeeze all their food in a little window, but it's very hard, and it's kind of hard for the body to utilize a lot of food at one time, especially if it doesn't need it, right? So if you give yourself 200 grams of protein in one meal, that's not actually effective, because your body's going to take what it can absorb at that time and it's going to either store the rest as fat or just pass it right out. And so it's not really effective to have that much. So it's also hard and uncomfortable to eat all of your calories that you need, which is not just calories, it's all the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, all the things your body needs to do its processes and become better, regenerating cells. You need all that, and it's hard to squeeze that into this tiny little window of time. So you really might be under eating and undernourishing if you're not getting all the things you need to. So when I think about, well, what's a good period, for those of you who don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's saying this is the time I start eating and this is the time I finish eating, and I don't eat outside that window. So some people will do 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours of eating, and then the other 20 to like 18 hours, or 20 to, I don't know, even longer, they're not eating. And so what I think is great is 12 hours of eating and 12 hours of resting. And pretty much what that means is, maybe you start eating at 7 a.m. and you stop eating at 7 p.m., right? It's just a cutoff so that you don't keep eating late at night. And that's what I would do. I also, if I'm having somebody follow intermittent fasting, even if it's a shorter window than that, and you want to do a 10-hour window or an 8-hour window, which I think is pushing it and kind of gets into a hard time socially to like enjoy meals with people, what I would do is I would make sure you're at least getting the proper portions of all the different food groups, getting your prescribed calorie amount in whatever window you choose. And then what I would do is I would help you with dividing those portions down to the time of day to make it most effective for you and balanced, right? So that's how I would handle intermittent fasting, okay? Don't go too strict. Anything that's too strict is not sustainable and maybe not healthy for you. So let's try to focus on balance, okay? Balance is sustainable. All right, let's see, what do we got left okay, we got 10 minutes left, okay? All right, hi everybody. All right, so we've got Lisa. She says, what are your thoughts on this pink salt trick? What is the magic of this combination? It's got 24 ounces of water, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. I don't know if this is disgusting or yummy or what, but my guess is it's kind of gross, because I once tried one of those weird concoctions, the one that came with, what did people have in it? It was cayenne pepper and cinnamon and all kinds of gross stuff, apple cider vinegar. Anything with apple cider vinegar for me is kind of like gross. Maybe not a salad dressing, but what people would say is that it's going to stimulate the digestive enzymes in your stomach, which can help with digestion and bloating. I don't think it's necessarily a weight loss thing, but more just about digestion and bloating. It might help with your stomach's acidity levels, helping the pH, helping to be balanced. Also, I looked up a few things. There's some different ingredients there. The pink Himalayan sea salt is really great for maintaining electrolytes. So that means it could help you with hydration. Ginger is generally something that helps people with adrenal balance. It can help you with energy. It can help you with not feeling nausea, which I guess if you're drinking this thing, you'd probably feel nauseous. So you probably need that ginger in there. It can also be anti-inflammatory. Lemon, I'm not sure. Lemon's kind of cleansing maybe. Lemon vitamin C. So that's a good thing, right? So the apple cider vinegar, what people say is that it does help with pH balance, but I'm not sure. It's not going to like rev up your system that much having this little drink. So hydration, electrolytes, digestive support, that's pretty much what you're going to get. What you'd have to be careful of, and this is something that my dentist would tell you, is that the apple cider vinegar and the lemon, if you're drinking this like just from a cup, it can erode your tooth enamel, and that's not very good. So drink it through a straw. The other thing is that people say if you don't dilute apple cider vinegar properly, it can burn your throat and your esophagus. So that's not good either, because that's going down into your stomach, and that can actually cause a lot of irritation. So never do apple cider vinegar shots. That's not going to be good for you. So question, is it magic? Is it going to do something amazing? Probably not. If you try it and you love it and it's enjoyable, you can do it, and you can see if you have, some kind of good effects from it or not so good effects from it, and decide if you want to try it and do it yourself for a little bit or a lot of it, right? All right, done? Okay, next one we have Zeta, and she was asking what's the best or what's a better protein bar to have when you're out and about and need a snack. So this is something that I have been all about recently. I had been eating the David bars because they had 28 grams of protein, but they started putting crap ingredients in theirs. They started putting sucralose in their bars. That's one ingredient I won't ingest daily. So I tossed the David protein bars, even though there were 0 grams of sugar and 28 grams of protein. Womp womp. It's very hard to find clean protein bars. The newest ones that I'm on when I buy pre-done ones, so ones I would take to the golf course or keep in my bag, I ate one at the theater the other day at intermission, is these IQ bars. I get them on Amazon. I first bought a variety pack that had a bunch of different flavors, and there was just 2 that I liked. Banana nut and the almond butter chip. Not even the peanut butter chip, which I normally would, but it was the almond butter chip and the banana nut. These have 12 grams of plant protein, 2 grams of sugar, let's see, fiber, 7 grams of fiber. They're 170 calories, so you still have to be careful. That's a good amount, 170 calories for a snack, or like a snack bar. They are very clean ingredients. So this one has almonds, pea protein, tapioca starch, natural flavors, prebiotic blend of tapioca fiber, vegetable fiber, banana, coconut oil, water, cinnamon, sea salt, lion's mane, stevia, plant extract, and vitamin E. That's it. Very clean, right? So we want to get bars that have minimal ingredients. I looked up a couple other ones out there. RX bars have 4 ingredients, so those are good ones too. Egg whites, dates, nuts, and then whatever, fancy thing in the different varieties. There's one that I didn't get to look into, but it came up on my search a few times. No cow bars, vegan, dairy-free, 20 to 22 grams of protein, low sugar, high fiber. Somebody said they were slightly chalky texture, but excellent macros. And then, I don't know, this says Beam protein bars. It says if available in your area. I don't think that's the same Beam that I go through because I didn't see that. But you know what else I've been doing is I've been testing, and maybe you got an email from me a week or 2 ago. I've been testing my own protein bars and just putting in ingredients that I want in a bar, trying different things to see what protein powder versus nuts and other ingredients, oats, are going to be the consistency I want, the macros I want. So I tried one with vanilla protein, and I tried one with, and that had a lot of nuts and seeds. And I tried one with chocolate protein, and that had less of the oats. It had craisins in it. And so both were good. They were really great while they lasted. I got to make some more and test some more recipes. So when in doubt, make your own, whether they're bars or little balls. Otherwise, my choice right now is the IQ bars, okay? Let's see. We've got one more question, and that was from Erin. How do I eat to reduce weight gain, bloating, and increase energy? So like I've said, I guess this all comes together, right? So when it comes to reducing weight gain, a big thing is going to be stress. So even though diet and exercise and sleep, all these things are like the building blocks of a healthy body and getting you towards your goals, stress is like the overall master of the rest. If you're stressed, it's kind of like you're either stressed or you're in weight loss mode. And so stress can be a killer even if you're doing all the right things otherwise. So number one, work on stress, because that can also, like I said, it can constipate you. It can upset your belly. There's an axis, we call it the gut-brain axis. And when you have stress and anxiety up here, it can cause disruptions down here. And when your belly is not being fed appropriately and you have a good balance of good gut bacteria, that can create issues up here. And so we want to find harmony, okay? When it comes to bloating, I had mentioned that as our hormones change, our gut bacteria changes, and so we can have a lot more sensitivity to foods that maybe we didn't have sensitivity to before. They make us gassy, they make us uncomfortable, they make us bloated. And so what we can do is we can note what foods are bothering us and stop eating them or minimize them. Alcohol could be a killer now, sorry. Cut back on it, change to adaptogen drinks or, non-alcoholic drinks. It's going to help you for sure. And then doing something, again, digestive enzymes, keeping your meals balanced, protein, healthy fat, and carbs at all your meals are going to help each other and be synergistic. Have whole foods, right? That's going to help us a lot. The combo of proteins, carbs, and fats, it's such a feel good. Have whole foods, have organic when you can, hydrate well. That's going to help you with a healthy amount of electrolytes. If you need to add electrolytes, some kind of hydration. There are certain anti-bloat foods. I wrote down a little list: cucumber, ginger, asparagus, berries, leafy greens. Get some of those every day. Limit the gas forming foods, which for some more so than others you might have an issue. Cruciferous vegetables, that's a lot of the green stuff. Cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, broccoli can be tough. And beans, unless you soak them very well, can also give you gas. We all know that, right? Eating protein within 30 minutes of waking, if possible, can help you. Having balanced meals, avoid heavy eating late at night. That can slow your digestion. Getting your fiber in. Another one that it's hard because I don't like most of these is getting fermented foods in. Yogurt, sauerkraut, like kimchi, a lot of those things. I don't love them, but they can be helpful for you. And definitely prioritizing sleep so that you don't have so many cravings, that your cortisol levels are good and balanced. They should go up and down throughout the day, but not be always high. When you get all this stuff in balance, your energy is going to be so much better. Also, when you're getting the proper amount of movement, the proper amount of calories, understanding how many calories you should get in a day. These are things that I teach, and what I do with a lot of my clients is I will help them understand how many calories they should be taking in, and then I'll start them with some pre-done meal plans that will help them make the right choices with foods that I know are going to be the least disruptive. So That's how I would be working on reducing weight. It's going to come down to how much you're eating and the quality of your food. Bloat and energy are going to, again, quality of food, movement, sleep, stress, all these things that I actually have packaged into a small 5-day makeover. I call it the 5-day menopause makeover. For those of you who are new and haven't done it before, it's only $5, and I've linked it for you below. I would absolutely take advantage of that, because a lot of this stuff, it all comes together. Everything that I addressed today, it really all comes together, and it starts with this little basis of foundation, this little foundation of knowledge, where you're learning about sleep, stress, nutrition, fitness, and hormones. 15 minutes a day, 5 days, plus 5 awesome workouts, arms, abs, glutes, and 2 stretch sessions, and an opportunity to chat with me and go over your personal issues and whatnot and your personal goals for only $5. So I think it's an amazing steal, and it will really get you started on that good foundation of all the knowledge. So I hope this was super helpful for you today. Give me a thumbs up or a heart. Let me know what you learned, what you loved. And I will see you here Monday for our Monday motivation, and back here next Wednesday for our next Q&A session. If you have a question that you want answered for next week, just shoot it over to me. All right? Bye, everybody.